Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I want to talk to you about my plans for 2024 and what an insane year I've had in 2023. My portfolio is over 200% up and I want to show you how I achieved that and how I plan to continue with the portfolio and how I want to help you also have I want to help you by sharing my research that I do, and I don't want to give you financial advice, but you can make your own judgment based on what I'm going to tell you. So first of all, I want to show you my total portfolio. This is what a lot of YouTubers don't do. And this is the portfolio since inception. And this is as compared against the S&P 500 and the QQQ. What's really interesting here is you can see that in this last year to date, the portfolio is up 218%. And since inception of the portfolio, I am up 153%. So this is what's a little bit misleading, that a lot of people, they show how good year they have had this year, and they sort of hide the fact that they lost 70% last year and then they were up 50% this year, and then they're showing like how nicely they're up this year, but they're not showing this whole period because we did have a market crash, right? And I just want to be very transparent about this. My portfolio was started in 2021 January. This is when the broker account opened. You can see it up here. But the trading, this is why it says that the comparison is from March 10th, because that's when I bought my first trade. The rest of the time was just waiting for the money to get out. And this is why my portfolio is flat, whereas the QQQ and the S&P 500 is moving. So they got a head start on me, actually. And what I want to show you is that I completely changed trading strategy somewhere around here. And even with this change, you can see that whatever I was doing before, it wasn't really working. By the way, if this would start from zero, I kept track of it in an Excel table. Here I slightly outperformed the QQQ and the SP 500. It's very hard to see because this one starts showing it from when the Interactive Brokers account opened. And not when I started trading, but you can see that the gap here is big and here it is smaller. So, and what I was doing here is I was doing technical trading. So I was like buying and selling with the purpose of holding something for maybe 1 month, maybe a few days to a week, maybe a few months if something was following the trend. Sorry, I had to check. I thought my kids woke up. So where was I? So yes, and this trading, I was doing it together with my dad. We would go on a Zoom call every day, and we would spend about half an hour to 1 hour every day to trade on the stock market. And we outperformed the S&P 500 by a few percent, and we were very, very proud of ourselves. That's the nice way to say it. And again, the portfolio insanely outperformed, and that's why this is so small. But you know, we did something like 5% better than the S&P 500, and we thought that was very, very good. And the reason why I'm telling you this long story is because I think this is something that a lot of you can learn from. Is you can see that as the market was bullish, we were following the market and we were making gains on the portfolio, and then as the market turned bearish, we were again following the market, right? And so we made gains and then we lost gains. And I thought that I had a really bad realization that if because we did outproduce the market, right? And a lot of people have this as a goal to outproduce the market, but they go into yield chasing. And the amount of money that we had out on the stock market, it was about $100,000 at that time. And this 5% out producing, it meant that in 1 year, after spending probably 1 hour a day on average sometimes less, sometimes more. Sometimes we spoke after, sometimes we practiced different strategies. I was researching technical trading. So with all this time, in about a 1 year time period, we made $5,000 more than just the S&P 500. And it really hit me that if I would have just gone and spent those hours working at McDonald's and just invested that money in the S&P 500, I would have had more than $5,000 that I could have invested into the S&P 500, and I would have been better. And at that point, I just couldn't continue with technical trading because I felt that it's not worth it. Like, whatever yield extra that you're getting is just not worth your time and attention that you are putting into it. And then I completely changed. I said, okay, from now on, I'm going to read books about long-term investing. I'm going to be a super long-term investor. And I'm going to focus on stocks that I can hold for 10, 20, 30 years. Peter Lynch is a very big influence on me. Mike Myers with his 100 Baggers, or how to find, I always forget his book's name, How to Find 100 Baggers on the Stock Market. And it sounds very scammy and hypey. But if you catch a stock that is growing about, or sorry, not a stock, a company that is growing about 20% per year, and you give it enough time, which is 25, 30 years, it will 100x on you, provided that you didn't buy it for a very stupid valuation to begin with. And hey, even if you're wrong and it just 50 times is on you, 50x is on you, I'll take it, okay? So we changed somewhere here, and even with this change, I have to show this to you. This is if you click a button that you annualize the return, you can see that basically here where 1 year the portfolio was doing 0, we are still 39% annual return on the portfolio. So basically this period destroys the statistic, and this period is the one that basically outdoes the previous period. So what was the change that we did? Again, we started long-term investing, and again, complete transparency, I want to show you the moves that we did. So this is a little well-known company. I'm sure you have heard about. It's Palantir, and you could see that I didn't catch the bottom. Timing was not the greatest, but I started buying into a super quality company that I had a lot of conviction in. This was after hundreds of hours of doing due diligence. And I bought in, the price went down. I was very happy. I bought in some more, and then I tried to time the market here, and I thought they will have a really good earnings. So I bought before the earnings just to show you how off the timing was. And the very next day, the stock dropped something like 20%. How much was that? I cannot get it here. But anyways, huge drop you can see on the stock. Then we bought some more, then it went up, and then it went down, and then we bought some more. And you can see that the original investment here, which is 9 months after the first purchase, we were 50% down. But was I worried with my dad? Not at all, because we completely changed investment strategies. I continued to research Palantir, and my conviction was going higher and higher. And we would have bought more, but unfortunately I used up all of our dry powder in this period. And then the rest is history. Okay, so you can see that with the Palantir position, which here it's probably 80% of the portfolio, we didn't do anything in 2023. Everything was done in 2024, and it's 5 buys total in 2022. I just want to show you what it takes to get this really outstanding return that we got on the portfolio. Next stock that we had is also a very little known company. I'm sure you have not heard me talk about, and that is Rocket Lab. And here I didn't catch the bottom that is here, but it's pretty close to it. This is so far one of the best timing that I've done. I wasn't trying to time it. Again, I was reading a book, Ashley Vance, When the Heavens Went on Sale. And when you read that book and you read about the past of Rocket Lab and how the founder, Peter Beck, got the company to where it is today, it's very hard to not be extremely bullish on this company. You also understand why there is all these space companies, why there is all these investments into space, what is the actual market opportunity and why now. And that book is amazing. A lot of people ask me, like, how can we research Rocket Lab more? And just read that book, Ashley Vance, When the Heavens Went on Sale. Really cannot recommend it enough. So you can see 2 buys so far in 2023, and we had to send more money to the stock portfolio because we didn't have so much money. And part of the money came from the third action, which I did, which was not even that good, is we bought Tesla stock here. You can see the timing. I thought that it was a fantastic buy at this time. It went up, then it went horribly down. And again, we effing didn't have dry powder here. Otherwise, I would have bought so heavy. And I ended up selling Tesla here because of, I went too pessimistic. I listened to the Fed call, Jerome Powell talking, and I thought that I completely missed my thesis on this company, and my thesis was broken, so I sold. And a lot of people still give me, crap about this in the comments, that I'm not really a long-term holder, and I paper-handed. But you can see I barely sold. Like, you can see that Palantir I held when it was 50% minus, and we kept buying, and there was zero fear. And even Tesla I held when I was more than 50% down on the stock. So it really wasn't paper handing. It was that my view was that my thesis was wrong, and then I wanted to get out of the company. So I don't know if you counted how many actions. It was 5 buys in 2022. In 2023, it was sale of Tesla stock and 2 buys. So we did 3 actions, and 2 of them was on the same 2 days. So it was almost zero work compared to what we were doing before with the technical trading. So it's not that I don't think that technical trading works. It's that I think that people are not thinking properly when it comes to, they are chasing yields, and they think that somehow if they can squeeze 2% gains more out of something, it's better than focusing on increasing your income and having much more money invested in the stock market. And I think that this is a huge mistake that a lot of retail investors make. And I really wanted to be transparent about this so that I could show it to you. So this was a very long way of getting to what I'm planning to do in 2024. So in 2024, I'm planning on focusing on my income so I can send more money to this broker account that I have together with my dad. And then I want to buy something that has the potential to grow 100x in 20, 30 years. And I don't have that company yet. I definitely believe that Rocket Lab is such a company. Palantir is such a company. When I was buying it at 6, Rocket Lab I was buying at I was buying Palantir at 8. Rocket Lab I was buying in the 420s. It has substantially gone up since then. And I'm very happy with the positions on those two. I have about $100,000 in both. That was the starter in both. I think Palantir was a little less. So I'm pretty happy with those positions. My conviction is max, but if I send another 100,000 to the broker account, I want to have a new position. But I'm also not forcing this. But what I mean by this is I don't believe in diversification. I believe in you doing lots of research, having your due diligence, having a very high conviction, and investing in companies where you know the value. And again, some of it, I'm sure I'm also going to have bad investments. I've been very, very lucky in this last 3 years. I would like to say that, Palantir was my genius and I saw something. And I mean, in a way I did see something, but I honestly tell you, I didn't see ChatGPT coming along and starting a whole AI revolution on the whole planet, which jump-started Palantir by many, many years. So it was, you know, the opposite of a black swan event. It was like a white swan event that happened with Palantir. And, you know, Rocket Lab, I believe that just when I became very, very bullish on the company, they had a failed launch a few weeks before. They had the founder selling shares and the stock price was completely irrationally low. And again, that was just a pure luck factor that I managed to buy in at 422. If the stock price would have been at 6 at the time, I would have bought at 6. So it wasn't that I was trying to time the market. Again, I just got very, very lucky. So I'm not going to diversify in 2024 for diversification's sake. And I don't have the next company that I can just say that this is the company that I'm buying. But I am planning to do a lot of research on Airbnb, Tesla. Okay, Tesla is such a company, but you have to buy the company at the right valuation. And I'm not convinced that Tesla is at the correct valuation at this point. But more research to be done on that front. Airbnb is a fantastic company. Booking.com is a fantastic company. The thing with these two companies is I have such a hard time seeing them 100x. Like I feel that they're pretty mature as they are, but you just never know. And hey, there's nothing wrong with the 10x either. Like I'm sure that Airbnb is a company that I can own for 20 years and be very confident that in those 20 years they will not get disrupted, they will not go bankrupt, and you know, with minimal amount of attention, you know, you can just hold that company. Shopify is a company that is the same, you know, very, very easy, very long-term hold, but the freaking valuation needs to be correct. I am going to be looking at a strategy where I might sell put options to my gold price on Shopify and Airbnb and Booking.com, and I might use, it's kind of an advanced strategy, margin on my account, in case that I have to buy those stocks, and then I just have to replenish. If I end up being exercised on the option, I will just have to send actually the money on the broker account so that the margin gets canceled out. But one thing is for sure, I'm going to keep you guys updated. I want to be very transparent with my portfolio, with my wins and my mistakes on this YouTube channel. And I really want to build a community. And this is why I also hope that we can get a lot of supporters on Patreon. I want to open up, you know, subscriptions on Twitter. And there are already a few people who have joined and they are really supporting the channel and give me extra motivation to continue. So I'm very thankful to those. And yeah, I eventually want to make it into something that provides a lot of value. And I really hope to give, you know, new perspectives to retail investors that I really, really care about. I think that there is something very nice with people taking their own financial future into their hands and, you know, doing their own research where they don't listen to Wall Street analysts that are, you know, trying to get them with the pants down and F them over. And, you know, people that can just, you know, control their own financial destiny. And I want to help those people with my research. Again, this channel is not investment advice. It's just transparent research and, you know, a community where hopefully we can share the research that we all make on very, very promising future companies. So this is what I'm planning to do for 2024. I don't believe 2024 is going to be such a breakout year. I'm very happy if the portfolio does 20 to 30% next year. Very, very happy. That is sort of what I'm expecting. But hey, if we have another 100% year, I'll take it. You know, Rocket Lab is a company that actually could make the portfolio. It could be what Palantir did in 2023. Rocket Lab might do it in 2024. But we have to see. In any case, I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you around. See you. Bye-bye.